Hey, what's up, everybody? True Boxing here. Thank you for coming back to get hit with the truth. So today we're doing the What's Next on Josh Taylor, the former undisputed junior welterweight champion at 140 pounds, following his second pro defeat, a 12-round unanimous decision loss to Jack Catterall in their rematch, as it headlined in ESPN and DAZN, a joint telecast on May 25th. Now, before we get into that, if you could smash the like button, leave a comment, or subscribe to the channel, I really do appreciate any and all support that I can get as I continue to build my channel here. So, Taylor, it was a valiant performance. I had the fight a draw, but, I'm fine with either way going 7-5 because a lot of the rounds were very close. If, more people thought Catterall won, that's fine. I'm glad that Catterall got the win in this one because he deserved the win the first time. So, in a close fight, I think the guy that should have won the first time that got robbed, it's deserving, but Taylor, again, he fought better this time than he did in the first fight. It was a very close fight, and I thought he did well. So the big question now is, what's next for Josh Taylor? So first off, I wouldn't really be too disappointed about losing, Yeah, of course you're going to be disappointed. Any kind of loss sucks. But he fought his ass off. It was a close fight. Again, I think he proved to himself that he is right up on that level with Catterall. There's not a big separation between these two guys. And I really think he's still a legitimate contender at 140 pounds. So I really think he should not move to 147. There's not really any big fights for him up there that are easily made either, given the promotion. The PBC still has the majority of the better fighters. I mean, yeah, Manny Pacquiao's coming back. It looks like a one-off with Mario Barrios, later in the year for the WBC title. Would he fight Taylor? Who knows? Maybe. But that's not until next year. But if Taylor, if there was interest on the Pacquiao side, of course he should look into that to see if Pacquiao might be interested in him. He might. But outside of that, I just don't see any interest. Well, not that there wouldn't be any interest. I think a lot of the guys would want to fight him, but I think he would come in as a underdog against most of the top tier welterweights now. Boots Ennis, Stanionis, Mario Barrios. Maybe he's the underdog, maybe he's not. But I think there's a lot of people that would believe he would lose. Now, if he's struggling with the weight at 140, move to 147. But I thought he looked good, better than the first time. And I think as long as he can still make the weight comfortably, then he should just stay here at 140 because it's a much more established, loaded division right now. It might be the best division top to bottom in boxing right now. So I think he's better suited staying here at 140, unless, of course, like a showdown with Ryan Garcia is on the table, which, hey, you never know. But outside of that, a big-time fight at 140, at a catch weight or at 147, I think you should stay here. So let's run through 140, the guys in the top 10, and see what's possible. First up is WBC champion Devin Haney. Not seeing this one. Devin's fighting Sandor Martin next in a mandatory title defense, so I don't see that one. Next, a rematch with Teofimo Lopez. There really isn't a need for it. Lopez won convincingly last year. A rematch, there's really not a need. Taylor hasn't won to earn a rematch, so I don't think rematch. Then you got a third fight with Jack Catterall, which in the Catterall video I said I think makes a ton of sense, and I think Taylor should push hard for this fight, because it leaves no doubt. And if he comes up short, he can make his move to 147. Or if he decides, hey, you know, I'm good with my career, you know, I'll do it. And if he wins, then that could potentially set up a fourth fight between these two guys, you know, which is huge. That's a big money fight in the UK right there. Why not go for a third fight? I think Taylor should really push for that one. Then there's a rematch with Jose Ramirez. Not a bad option. I think Taylor should show some interest and see if Ramirez would be interested. Taylor beat Ramirez to become undisputed champ. That was Ramirez's only defeat. Ramirez might want to run that back. He might go for it, and I think it's a good option for Taylor. It's probably a fight he could get. Excuse me. Then there's Sandor Martin. Martin is in line for Devin Haney in a mandatory title fight. So this one, I don't believe is possible. Then there's a rematch of Regis Prograis, another one that I think he should show some interest in. Both guys have taken steps back. Prograis got handled against Devin Haney back in December. So Prograis just trying to get any kind of a big fight now. And his other defeat was a narrow decision loss back in 2019 to Josh Taylor. So Prograis has been wanting to run it back since then. He might go for this one. He might say, hey, I'm down for this fight. So I think Taylor should show some interest in this one as well. Then there's IBF champion Subriel Matias. Not seeing this one. Matias is fighting against Liam Paro this weekend. If he's victorious, he likely has a mandatory title defense due against Richardson Hitchens in the second half of the year. So I don't see Taylor being on his radar right now. Then there's Arnold Barboza Jr., who's the undefeated #1 contender in the WBO. He's a Golden Boy guy. I mean, Barboza might go for this if Taylor wanted to fight. I just think, I kind of look at it like Taylor a win would put him in the driver's seat for a potential rematch with Lopez. But, you know, and it's a winnable fight, I think, for Taylor too, because what's his name is a good, he doesn't really hit hard, and he's kind of coming off a lackluster performance. He is a younger fighter, but I think it's a winnable fight. So I think Taylor should potentially show some interest in a Barboza fight because he's ranked high. I think that one's not a bad idea. Gary Antoine Russell, he's fighting for the WBC interim title next. He's a PBC guy. I think it's a bad matchup for Taylor. I think he should stay away from this. O'Hara Davies, you know, it's an all UK battle against Davies. Davies is a guy that Davies is a guy that competes at is with Golden Boy. I don't think Oscar's going to want to cross the street after Davies got handled in his last fight against Ishmael Barroso. Plus Taylor, I believe Taylor beat Davies back in the day. So not really a big call for a rematch right now, and I don't think it really does much for Taylor. Richardson Hitchens is in line to fight for the IBF title next against the winner of Matias and Paro, so I don't see that one. Kenneth Sims, it's a makeable fight, but I think it's a bad matchup. He's a young, undefeated fighter. I think Taylor should stay away from this one. Ishmael Barroso, a hard-hitting southpaw, older fighter. You know, if the fight could be made, maybe, because it puts him in the, you know, a win puts him in the front of the line. But I don't think he should pursue that one necessarily. Nestor Bravo, highly rated in the WBA, but not a big name, so I don't see that. I don't see Rolly Romero, even though I think Taylor might be interested. I don't see those two sides working together. And then Isaac Cruz, the WBA champion, I don't see that one because Cruz is a PBC guy, and they're probably going to try to keep him fighting more guys on their level. So for Taylor, I really believe a third fight with Jack Catterall is his best option. I really, really believe that that should be what he does next. But I also think he should show interest in rematches with Jose Ramirez and Regis Prograis, because they're still top tier guys. They're fights that, it's a fight that these two guys have been wanting to make, and they're not really in the driver's seat for a major fight to where they can call the shots anyways. So I believe they should kind of stay away from, I mean, I think they would potentially be interested in that fight with Taylor, that rematch. Both of them would. And then I think the Arnold Barboza fight is very appealing for Taylor as well. So Taylor still can call some shots, and I think he should show some serious interest. But I really believe that third fight with Catterall is the money fight. It allows the other guys in the division to clear some shit up, and I think it's his best option. So that's it. That's what I got. That's my what's next on Josh Taylor. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the like button, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate any and all support. This is True Boxing. You've been here with the truth.